नंबर्स को समझते हैं, नतीजों पर, और आगे सप्लाई चेन की क्या दिक्कतें हैं। चलते हैं सीधे कंपनी के मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर बी त्यागराजन। लेट्स वेलकम हिम। सर, बहुत बहुत स्वागत है उनका, आपका, और हमें समय देने के लिए। पहले तो जो नंबर्स आए थे सर, इस पर मैं बात करना चाहूँगी, बट डिमांड के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से कैसा दिख रहा है सर? अक्रॉस कैटेगरीज डिमांड पर कोई असर तो नहीं हम देख रहे हैं रूरल या अर्बन सिटीज़ में इस वक्त?
Good afternoon, Swati. It's a pleasure talking to you. The demand continues to be good in B2B space, shop, showroom, retail, infrastructure, manufacturing, data center. For these sectors, we do MEP contracting, air conditioning, electrical, firefighting, plumbing, and package air conditioning, variable refrigerant flow, air conditioning systems, and also commercial refrigeration for dairy, ice cream, and many processed food sectors and pharmaceutical healthcare. In fact, I would say the demand is excellent out there. There is a huge order book, and we are very happy with that. After a long time, B2B sector is showing, and a lot of investment is taking place. On the other hand, in the B2C sector, as you had seen, the first quarter and second quarter, we had record performance. And Q3 so far is at pre-pandemic level. It's a very, very lean season, as you can imagine, being the winter season. And the demand should pick up in Q4 in a big way. The important thing I want to point out is the level of optimism, both with the corporate sector, MSMEs, and middle class household who are the first time buyers. Tier 3, 4, 5 towns, which constitute something like 65% of our sales. While the global recession fears are true, and domestic inflation and some kind of headwinds are building up, while that is a reality, as of now, the investments are taking place, spending is taking place. I am equally aware that there will be some kind of a slowdown one can anticipate, but the room air conditioner penetration is somewhere around 7%. And I think this financial year, at least I can confidently say, will be a great one.
ओके, ये फाइनेंशियल ईयर बहुत अच्छा होगा, कॉन्फिडेंस है, डिमांड है, सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट बात है। दो यू आर ऑल्सो कॉशियस कि थोड़ा सा यहाँ ब्लिप आ सकता है बिकॉज ऑफ द ओवरऑल सेंटिमेंट और जो हम देख रहे हैं। बट सर, जो 27% रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ आपने देखी है, क्या ये कंटिन्यू होगी? क्या ये सस्टेनेबल ग्रोथ रन रेट है फॉर रेवेन्यूज गोइंग फॉरवर्ड इवन फॉर द नेक्स्ट ईयर?
I think so, because of the order book that is there. It's an all-time record of around rupees 4,000 crores worth of orders are there. And as I told you, the manufacturing capital cycle is on, construction cycle is on, data centers are getting built. Many shop, showroom, boutiques are getting modernized. So I do not see headwinds in terms of revenue. But what is likely to happen is the margin pressure is going to continue. See, whatever is the savings that are happening in the commodity prices, by the exchange rate, it is getting nullified. And so as we have stated as a corporate that the returns are important, cash flows are important. So therefore, it is going to be a tightrope walk. And supply chain disruption, there is some minor improvement, but we are not seeing a permanent solution to this. So therefore, we are ending up holding inventory for a longer period. If we were holding raw material inventory for 45 days, we are holding now for 90 days in order to mitigate the supply chain risk. And one thought that the China situation will dramatically improve. There are minor improvements. We have to wait and see how China's supply chain issues are going to get sorted out.
ओके, तो चाइना सप्लाई चेन इश्यूज, इनफैक्ट वही मेरा अगला सवाल आपसे था सर, कि कंप्लीटली ये कंसर्न्स अब आउट ऑफ द वे हैं या अभी भी थोड़ा सा डिलेज दिख रहे हैं इन द सप्लाई चेन? आगे कैसे आप उसको मैनेज करेंगे इफ़ एट ऑल देयर विल बी डिस्ट्रप्शंस गोइंग फॉरवर्ड? अभी अगर प्रोडक्शन की बात करें तो कितनी कैपेसिटी पे रन कर रहे हैं और आगे क्या स्कोप है टू इन्हांस इट?
So as far as the supply chain issues are concerned, India is not self-reliant completely. While the PLI schemes is helping India to build the ecosystem, it will be 12 to 18 months before most of the critical components will fully be made. We are still a net importer as a country. The industry is dependent on import of raw material and components, including microprocessors. Now, if you are talking about the capacity, how are we managing that? You can manage only by planning in advance and holding more inventory than what you really need. That is the only way you can manage. But the truth is that with the slowdown in the United States and Europe, the pressure is reducing in the sense that the supply chain, there should be some kind of relief. We expect from January onwards, this situation will ease out. That is our expectation.
Okay.
As far as the capacities are concerned, we have commissioned the new deep freezer factory in Wada, which is 200,000 or 2 lakh units it will manufacture. The CCT factory is scheduled for commissioning in January. The trial productions are on. That factory has been completed in record time, and we will be able to deliver products from there, which is the factory of Blue Star Climatech Limited, which will be supplying to Blue Star some room air conditioners other than our own manufacturing, which is happening in Himachal Pradesh. So therefore, the manufacturing capacity domestic has been fully taken care of. There is absolutely no problem for at least the next 2 to 3 years are concerned. As far as room air conditioners are concerned or commercial refrigerations are concerned, in the commercial air conditioning space, we will be looking at capacity addition in the next financial year.
ओके फेयर इनफ. तो काफ़ी एक्सपेंशन प्लान्स हैं जैसा आप बता रहे हैं अक्रॉस योर प्रोडक्ट रेंज एंड लाइन. तो सर कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट्स लाइंड अप है इसके लिए और उसको कब कैसे जुटाएंगे? इज इट इंटरनल अक्रूवल्स? विल यू रेज इट फ्रॉम द मार्केट? और आगे एक्सपेंशन के लिए एवरी ईयर कैपेक्स क्या लाइन अप कर रहे हैं आप?
It is close to around 210 crores was invested in the deep freezer factory, which was partly from internal accruals and other is through the term loans. And as far as TCT factory of Blue Star Climatech is concerned, Blue Star Climatech has borrowed money from markets in terms of term loans and other than the capital that is invested by Blue Star. So therefore, we are not raising money in any other manner.
ओके सो फेयर इनफ. अभी रेज मनी नहीं कर रहे हैं एंड इट्स ऑल प्लान्ड रियली. अगर हम बात करते हैं आगे के एक्सपेंशन की, ऑनलाइन सेल्स सर ज़बरदस्त सर्च दिख रही है स्पेशली इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में भी. आपका क्या कंट्रीब्यूशन है इस वक्त ऑनलाइन सेल्स वर्सेस ऑफलाइन? एंड हैव यू सीन अ चेंज इन द कंज्यूमर्स बिहेवियर पोस्ट कोविड? वहाँ पर कुछ लगता है अब आप लोग ज़्यादा प्रेफर करते हैं ऑनलाइन और यू थिंक पीपल आर बैक इन द स्टोर्स?
They are back in the stores. At the same time, e-commerce continued to grow. And in any case, I look at e-commerce as an enabler for offline sales, offline as an enabler for e-commerce. Both the things are happening, right? Somebody is seeing the showroom ordering online, and somebody is doing that search in the online and ending up buying offline. And the important thing is that our share is equivalent to that of the industry share in the e-commerce, which is somewhere around 15% of the air conditioners that are sold or through online. And you do have the new platform that is emerging, which is ONDC. I think it will be a game changer.
Margins and profitability. इस पर क्या आगे व्यू है? किस तरीके के मार्जिन इम्प्रूवमेंट हम देखेंगे? क्योंकि पिछला क्वार्टर जब इनकम हमने बढ़ते हुए देखी बट मार्जिन्स थोड़े से यहाँ सप्रेस थे, उसका कारण? और आगे मार्जिन्स क्या इम्प्रूव होंगे? विल यू टेक प्राइस हाइक्स? इफ़ यस, क्या क्वांटम है, कब से?
Thank you, Swati. The first thing is that you have to manage the margins vis-a-vis the growth. Now, the demand had been good. We had increased the prices, and the commodity prices also went up, and it started softening. But around the same time, exchange rate also began to move up. And due to rupee depreciation, in the process, I don't think margin improvement as we expected is supposed to take place in Q3. We had indicated that Q3 perhaps we will see margin improvement happening. I do not think so. Having said that, the new products for the summer season will get launched in Q4 from January onwards. If you look at our results, the margins for the cooling products compared with the previous year had improved. Actually, the segment 2 margin had improved actually even in Q2. But it has not gone back to the pre-pandemic level. That is what we are discussing. My expectation is that we have to launch the new products which are value engineered and which are meant for markets where the price competitiveness is high. So therefore, through the value engineering, there will be some margin improvement that will be taking place. The second is the scale itself. As you can imagine, we have been growing in an impressive manner. That scale should give the operating leverage. Third one that I have talked about is air conditioners industry. Advertising expenses as a percentage of revenue has reduced. It is dropping. And therefore, some leverage that should be happening in terms of the marketing expenses.
Okay.
So it is value engineering and the scale, we will see some kind of improvement in Q4. Most importantly, Blue Star Climatech Limited, which will manufacture products for Blue Star, and that should be a competitive manufacturing unit because of its strategic location.
Okay.
And where we will source the product from it for various geographies.
Okay.
So therefore, I hope that the margin improvement takes place in Q4. So what we have indicated to the analysts and fund managers, the segment 1 margin will be somewhere around 6%. And EBIT margins I'm talking about. Segment 2, we had indicated that it will be in the order of 8 to 8.5%.
Okay.
This is where we are.
Okay.
Now, one will have to wait for the exchange rate to stabilize and the summer season outlook has to be assessed.
Sure, sir.
So I have clearly stated that we will review the prices in the first week of January. I am not saying we will increase or decrease. We will review the prices in the first week.
ओके तो जनवरी फर्स्ट वीक में प्राइसेस रिव्यू किए जाएंगे और आपने एक बैंड और इंडिकेशन दिया है सेगमेंट वाइज मार्जिन्स का, तो यहाँ पर एक कंसिस्टेंट ट्रेजेक्ट्री की आप बात कर रहे हैं आगे बढ़ते हुए. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सर, आपने हमें समय दिया, बताया किस तरह से नंबर्स आए और आगे क्या है आउटलुक फॉर द कंपनी. थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर योर टाइम.